This year, Apple released the iPhone 17 Pro series, but that phone has one fatal flaw. This phone comes in cosmic orange, deep blue, and silver. But guess what it doesn't come in? Black. Like a lot of you, the big question is why? The black iPhone is classic. Remember the slate-colored iPhone 5? Perfection. Or I guess now we're saying chef's kiss. I ended up getting the iPhone 17 Pro Max in silver because I think it's the most neutral for matching, but I still think it's a big miss on Apple's part to not give us a black version of this phone. Luckily, Dbrand was kind enough to help me solve this problem and sent me out a pack of skins. For disclosure, this video isn't sponsored by them, they're not previewing you at any point, they're just out here being the hero that we all need. This is the full coverage skin for the 17 Pro Max from Dbrand. You can also get the simple fit skin and an accent skin. Even though I want to just jump straight to full coverage, what I want to do in this case is work my way up from simple to most difficult. Even though I want to just risk it for the biscuit, I'm going to be a responsible adult and pull up the instructions on Dbrand's website so that I have the best chance of success installing these skins. So I'm not going to bore you by showing you the entire process. Maybe I'll speed it up, or maybe we'll just cut to the part where I'm done. So this is what the accent skin looks like. This part around the camera here where the skin is really thin definitely took some patience, but I think overall I did a pretty good job. So let me know in the comments what you think of this look. Now let's move on to the simple fit. All right, so here's what the simple fit looks like. Honestly, I think I did a pretty good job. With the way that this iPhone is designed, you will still see the faint outline of the glass and the aluminum looking through the back here. And then looking at this area, this is where the main skin overlaps with the camera plateau skin. I think this is a really cool look, but I'm most interested now to see what it looks like if we wrap the entire phone. So let's put this full skin aside. I'm gonna keep the camera plateau skin because I think I did a pretty good job there. And then we'll put the full coverage skin on very carefully. If you've never used a skin before, what's great is that it gives you protection against scratches, which this iPhone seems to get a little too easily, or so I've heard. It's perfect for someone who wants the feeling of no case, but maybe wants to sell their phone in mint condition when the iPhone 18 comes out. This skin doesn't leave behind any sticky residue, so when you're done with it, you can just peel it off. I don't know how long that took me, maybe 20 minutes. Let's give this a quick little wipe here from my kind of clammy hands, and then I'll show you what we're looking at. Okay, so here's what the matte black skin, full coverage, looks like on the silver 17 Pro Max. So here's a look at the left side so you can see my installation job. Here's a look at the right side. I think I did a pretty good job here. I could maybe move this down a tiny bit more, but I'm pretty happy with that. And then here's a look at what the bottom looks like. I think the way the seam between the camera plateau and the body is handled pretty well. I definitely prefer that over having a precise cutout that only covers the plateau, and then potential of having the color of the phone showing through around the edge of the plateau. So now that I have this installed, let's talk about pros and cons and my thoughts about the whole installation process. So from a looks perspective, I think this is pretty good. I don't actually mind how you can see the color of the phone showing through right here. If you wanted to take this to another level, I'm sure you could just find some camera lens protectors that have a black finish to really seal the deal here. Some other things I really like about having the skin on here is that it is adding extra grip to the phone. I personally find that the aluminum finish on the phone is kind of slippery, where the actual feeling of this skin is much more grippy than that. It's also nice that we're changing the appearance of the phone and keeping it basically the same size as it was before. Having your phone wrapped in a skin is a nice way to make the phone a little more personal to you, and is definitely not as common as having a case on your phone. Now, as far as cons go, this is not a case, so it's not really offering you any drop protection. It does offer you scratch protection from your phone. So like I was kind of mentioning earlier, if you're someone who likes to use your phone without a case, and you want to sell your phone in mint condition when the next phone comes around, then having a skin on your phone is a really good option. Now just having a bit of fun here, but let's imagine for a second that Apple did release a black phone, and that you could add accent skins from Dbrand to that black phone. Now this is not an official way that Dbrand advertises to use the skins on their website, but I think this looks kind of cool. So this is the matte black full coverage skin, and then what I've done is added just one piece from the accent pack of the teardown skin. Not gonna lie, it's a little tempting to leave my phone looking like this. And honestly, if I wasn't making videos about phone cases for this phone all the time, I probably would just leave it like this. So I do unfortunately have limited time where I can use this on my phone before I have to start putting different types of phone cases on here, so the skin will have to come off in the next handful of days. Let me know in the comments if you have questions about my experience using the phone with the full coverage skin, and also let me know if this is something that you would be interested in doing. As of today, there are over 40 different skins available on Dbrand's website, so there's a pretty high chance that there's a skin on there that speaks to you. If you do want to give it a try, I'll leave a link down below so that you can pick up a skin for yourself. Now, if a skin isn't really your thing and you prefer to have a case instead, then I would start here because these are some pretty good suggestions if I do say so myself. As always, I appreciate that you spent time with me today. Consider subscribing and I'll see you again.